Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the live Team Alliance training session for Thursday, September 10th. Time right now is approximately 10:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we get started with tonight's training, as usual, I would like to welcome our new students. Those of you joining us in training for the first time, whether you're in attendance with us live tonight or you're watching the replay of this, you've definitely made the wisest decision, in my opinion, of your lifetime by choosing to train here with us and acquiring this skill set. This is a life-changing experience for you, whether you realize it yet or not. What you're working on making your way to here is freedom. We have the right vehicle, which is trading. More specifically, trading binary options on the Nadex platform. We're in a very niche market. You know, this is specific. It's exclusive, so to speak. You're going to learn how to understand the market and then apply market information to the binaries that we trade. What that means is that you'll be able to identify when the right time is to trade, and also, of course, what trade is going to be presented to you at that time. Everything that you need to understand that is what you'll hear me refer to as the framework. And the framework is basically what we do in the market. Okay, so in other words, how we interpret the movement of the market, how we apply that information to the binaries on Nadex. Okay, now, aside from that part, mindset. The right mindset will allow you to take the framework that you're going to learn, and you will be able to repetitively apply the process that you're learning from the framework, meaning that you're going to learn what to do, when to do it, and your mindset is what's going to force you to only do that. So in other words, with the right mindset, you will only do what you're being trained to. You won't do nothing else. And what that means is all you're going to do is win your trades. The end. Okay, good night. So it is that simple. Mindset is the tool, the key, really, to actually doing the work in the market that you should be doing. Through repetition, you'll learn the framework. You'll understand everything. The market is going to teach you what it looks like when it's stable, what it looks like when it's not, and you're going to know the differences. And basically, whenever the market's not stable, we're not trading. We're not even thinking about a trade. Whenever the market is stable, we are waiting for the market to deliver a trade to us. And that's it. It's really just that simple. Okay, so two parts, mindset and framework. Mindset being the more important part, because without it, the framework, although it's designed the way that it is and it never loses, in other words, you will not lose if you understand and apply the framework all the time, period. But your mindset will ensure that that's all you do. Your mindset will ensure that you don't do other things, you know, like get impatient, start Googling and looking for signals, you know, stuff like that. Oh, well, you know, while I'm learning this TA stuff, let me go over here and see if I can get some signals so I can make some money. No. If you try that or anything like that, all you're going to do is set yourself up for failure because you're deviating from what you're being trained to do. You don't even know what signals are. You have no idea what the signal even means. Somebody telling you to buy or sell here or get it now, get it now at this price, that price. Doesn't mean anything. You don't understand why they're telling you that. So That same misunderstanding and misinformation is the same thing that you can even do on your own without signals. If you sit and you try to, understand the market on your own by yourself, you'll sit there trying to figure out what the market is doing, and you'll have no clue what the market is doing or what it means. Now, what happens because you have stumbled on TA is you have guidance immediately, direction, and the blueprint for winning. Everything that you need, you have it already. It's here. There's nothing else that you need. In fact, for those of you who are new, and really just for everyone, there are 2 videos in the playlist that you need to watch every day. 301 and 301 Mindset. And that's it. Now, formerly, I've, always recommended 3 videos in total. I'm changing that because the 301 and 301 Mindset together, combined, is the foundation for everything that you need, period. Of course, you can feel free to watch other training videos as time goes by, and you don't need me to tell you that. But what you do need to understand is that 301 and 301 Mindset both need to be on repeat every day. And I'm being serious. It's that powerful and it's that necessary. You need your mindset to be right. You need your mindset to be conditioned and to be in position when success comes. Success is going to come. 301 on repeat is going to guarantee that because you're learning the framework to win. You see, you're learning how to win. You're learning what the market should look like when you are in a trade that's going to win. You're going to learn how to recognize that. You see? So, being that that's the case, you need the mindset to actually execute that process. That's where the mindset part comes in. That's what 301 Mindset is doing. I've been watching it all day. I'm up to 10 views already. And this is day 1. Not to mention, I've also watched 301 7 times. Don't ask me how I did it. Literally been watching 301 Mindset and 301 simultaneously. So, that's something that I do. I know a few others also do that, where they're watching 2 videos at the same time. You don't have to do that. But I'm just, giving you that as an example, just to show that it's the repetition of it that is what you need. 301 Mindset, like it literally, it blew me away. I wasn't even expecting my reaction to it, but I'm having a reaction to it, and I did it. And it doesn't feel like I did that. It feels like that just came from heaven somewhere. Like, here's some bread. This is the bread from heaven. Here you go. That's what it feels like because it's just so complete. It's like it completes everything that we do. So the mindset stuff, 301 Mindset. Everything else you need, 301 on repeat. So 301 and 301 Mindset on repeat every day. That's the formula right there. All right? That is it. All right, so if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask whatever your questions are. The only question that you cannot ask is what is MRMH. That's it. And 301 is going to answer that question for you. Okay? But other than that, if you have questions about the platform, you got questions about anything else, ask your questions. If you want me to take a look at your market, you need to record the binary for your market and send it to me. There's a lot of recordings that are being posted in the group chat now. I love it. That's what we need to be doing every day. We were talking about this yesterday on training. We need to be doing that every single day. That engagement is elevating us collectively. You'll begin to understand things just because you're staying close. See, when you hear me say stay close to the fire, that's what I'm talking about. Remain engaged in the group chat. You know, if you can make it to live training, do so. And definitely 301 and 301 mindset on repeat. That's it. That's like breathing. All right, so you don't have to ask, oh, what should I watch after I watch 301? 301 mindset. What should I watch after I watch 301 mindset? 301. Okay, then after 301, what should I watch next? 301 mindset. Oh, but it's the same two videos. Yes. Well, what else? That's it. That's it. Like people get, it's so funny because people get confused by that. Like, I'm going to say something different or say something else. No, I'm not saying nothing else. That's it. That's all you need. Trust this process. Trust the process. I have not failed you yet. For any of you that have actually followed instructions and done what I've told you to do so far, has it been working? Yes, it has. Continue. Proceed. So the process works. Stay connected. Stay plugged in. Stay engaged. All right, let me come in the chat real quick, see what y'all talking about. Peleus, was 301 Mindset from an old YouTube live? Yes, it was. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? This is what I mean. This is what I mean about the vibe and about how crazy things are. I remember the day that I rewatched that live stream. Now, the live stream that came from, it was a very specific one. As a matter of fact, it was on Valentine's Day of this year. This is how insane this is. And that particular live stream, some of you might remember the name. I had named it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Killing Your Fear. That's what the name was. That's what the name was. And for whatever reason, I decided to watch it. And in the midst of me watching it, my head started spinning. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what? As I'm listening and watching, it's like I couldn't even believe it. I honestly did not even remember what was in the video. So it all felt brand new to me. And as I'm listening more, I'm going back and forth with Jay Carly for Jay Carly, how long was I going back and forth with you? For a couple of weeks. And, getting the edit in and getting everything in place for what I wanted to do with this particular video. Took a while. It didn't just happen overnight. It was longer than that, right? Yeah, it was. It was a minute. It was a minute. Yep. And I persisted. I'm like, nah, this is it. This is it. And back and forth, because there's a lot of content. There's like 350, maybe more than that. I think it might be more than that. It's close to 400 live streams right now on YouTube alone. And the content on all of them is crazy. So it's hard to pick out certain things, but sometimes you just will have a certain live stream that just does something. And this was one. This was the one. It had the mindset stuff on it, the whole live. And as a matter of fact, I think I even played music and had a party after, because it was almost 3 hours long. But the part that we took out was the mindset part. That's what the 301 Mindset video is. That's how crazy it was. So, I'm just going through this because this is the process that we actually go through. When I'm actually going through videos and listening, and I'm picking up on things that are being said, it's I'm always thinking from your perspective, and I know what's going to hit and resonate. And that's how certain things stand out all the time. Even the 1 minute clips. What do we call those? What's the name I gave those? You know what I'm talking about, the 1 minute clips that we was doing? Loaded clips. The loaded clips. I don't even know how many of those that there were. It got to be close to 30 of them. But even those, the loaded clips, just 1 minute hard hit, boom, right to your mindset. It's like that's what they're designed for. So these are things that are pulled from existing content. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to build a mindset with intensity every day. And that was the one that stuck out to me, and that's the one that became the 301 mindset. That's where it came from. It was done on Valentine's Day of this year. Crazy. So there's the story of how 301 mindset was born. Because I know people are looking, they're like, wait, I remember this. He had that purple cap on and the hoodie. I remember this one. You know, so it's that type of thing. Some of y'all have been around that long, so you remember certain things. And yes, that was the one. Yep. Let me see. Yeah, y'all are on it. Jose hit it on the head. Right. One former student withdrew money. Exactly. And you probably remember who it was. Yep. Bilal said, for me, the biggest takeaway from 301 Mindset was how the goal should be 1-0 and nothing else. Yes. The money and freedom are just byproducts of that. Yes. It really struck a chord with me because I was just focused on the money. Exactly. Dad, you got that many left? That's a lot. 180? You mean you talking about 180 lives to go through? Jesus. Jay Carly is a beast. Melanie said, I think it will change it up tonight. Go to sleep with 301 mindset and my sleep mask. I like that, Melody. I like that. And there's over 45 of the loaded clips? Crazy. Right, and then it's just nonstop. The content is nonstop. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about the vibe. Like everything was just vibed out in that video. It had the TA hoodie on, you know what I'm saying? The TA cap was on, and it just was TA. It was a conversation between me and students. And the whole issue that led to that content coming up was the fact that somebody had withdrew money, and we were like, nah, like what you doing? No, we don't make withdrawals. We don't make withdrawals. We don't celebrate withdrawals. And the milestone is not from 100 to 1,000. The milestone is 1-0. Like, it just was crazy. It was too much. And I was like, nah, we got to hear this every day. We need to hear this every single day on repeat, just like 301. That's how it was born. Just like that. Yep. 301 and 301 Mindset are two different videos. It's actually going to be I guess the 302nd video in the list, but it's set in the title. It says 301 Mindset, so it's the one immediately following 301 in the playlist. And yes, absolutely, Shani said the content is infinite. It is. She said, anytime TA Gears involved, the elevation is stupid. Facts. She said, you walk with your head higher with TA Gear on. I agree. Yep. And yeah, he did. He admitted it. He was like, he felt bad and he wished, he felt like he should put the money back. I was like, nah, don't put no money back. You did it already. But just stop withdrawing. Did he hang in there and keep going? He didn't hang in there. But sometimes people leave and come back. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it's possible. She said he can't come back. Yo, Jay, listen, Jay Carly be ready to ban you if you leave. She be like, listen, they left? Nah, they can't come back in. Nah, nope. She like, nah, no second chances or none of that. Yeah, right, yes, you blacklisted. You getting blackballed. Ooh, look at Jose. He said, it's TA for life. What? He said, listen, stop playing. This is TA for life, man. It's like the mafia, right? You get your finger pricked and all that. For real. Yeah, he said. Nico said, you leave, we take your thumb. Oh, snap. Crazy. And yes, he did. Yes, he did make a short cameo appearance. Yeah, I think, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yep, it was yesterday. Yo, it's too much. Jeff said security. Security. Oh man. Sharonda, that's a good question. I'm gonna come back to that. Yeah, Sadiq said how people leave and come back. I don't get it. Yep. Yeah, I don't understand it either. I don't. It's like because you didn't come here. It's like did you start to not finish? I don't understand that. Like, you know, who really does that? But actually a lot of people do. A lot of people do. Like way more than you would think. It goes to show you that the average person, man, they got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. And Paley, yes, we're going to do some exercises. Nico said half-ass freedom. Oh, snap. That is funny. That is funny. No, but that's real right there, what J. Carly is saying. You know, some of them, yes, we've spent a lot of time with them, you know, and they still leave. And it's like, listen, this is why you got to stay close. You got to stay close, and you have to train. Come on, man. You got to train. It's like, who are you doing this for? Who are you doing this for? Your why got to be strong. Yeah, it's crazy. He said I did since I was already trading Forex and Nadex, but little because kept on me about TA saying I was hating on Nadex because I didn't understand it, and then listened to Mark because we thought alike. Indeed. Nico said there's a lot of work involved in this. People just think it's a free ride, I guess. I guess so, man. I guess once they see how much is involved with actually dealing with their own personal stuff, they don't want to be bothered with that. And it just be too much for them, you know, at the time. That's the only thing I can guess that it could be, you know. Jose said training last night, all light bulbs. Indeed. He said until it was lights out. All right, so we are gonna do some exercises, Peleus, and who was asking about withdrawals? Oh, Sharonda was asking about when do we withdraw. So basically, you're not even thinking about making withdrawals until you complete the project. You're going to be withdrawing once you're in position. It's like, okay, this is the purpose of the project. The project is simply there to put you in position to be financially free when you finish it. You're not going to be financially free because you finish the project. You're going to be financially free because you have the skill. Up, 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 up. All right, we going in already. So you'll understand that the reason that you don't start trading and start the project yet is because you're building the skill set first. You're building your mindset first. You see, you need that before you begin the project. And this is why when you do that first, you move through the project the way that you see me moving through the project. Consistently. And it doesn't matter as far as time goes. When I did Project 21, it took 19 weeks. I purposely slowed it down to the point where I was taking, on average, only one trade per week. Just to show you that going slow is cool. You're not in a rush to do it. The skill is the skill. It doesn't matter how much time it takes. And the point is that even if you were to only average one trade for the whole week, you basically would put yourself in position within that time frame. At that time, it was Project 21, so it was 21 trades. Now it's 30 trades to freedom, because there's no reason why you can't continue and put yourself in an even better financial position, because the process is the same regardless of whether you trade in one contract, 100 contracts, or 300 contracts. You understand? What also happens is that with the 30 trades to freedom, if you do that, the amount that you earn on one trade is so big that you can trade much less often. Not to say that you necessarily have to, but I'm just saying, what if you only traded once a month? What do your bills look like? One trade, when you're in position with 300 contracts, is like $5,700 on one trade. There's people that don't make that in a month. So the point is, listen, what if you only traded once for the month? I'm just saying. See, you can go that route if you wanted to, or if that ended up being what it was. So all of these different scenarios are laid out so that you can position yourself very well in spite of what might happen as far as the frequency of trades that you get or whatever the case may be. There's no pressure on you. See, you don't have pressure when you got the ability financially to take one trade and pay all of your bills. You understand? One trade paying all of your bills. It's like, come on, like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So that's why it's so powerful that you can take this skill set, build your way up to that position, and be in that position because you have the skill set. You remain there. You see? You can't do that if you don't have the skills. You'll get scared on the way if you don't have the mindset. That's why you got to work through that now. That's why you're doing 301 and 301 mindset now from day one. It's preparing you for the success that's coming. If you train, you're going to be successful at this, period. It's not a question. The question becomes, can you handle the success? What do I mean by that? Emotionally. Emotionally. How are you going to deal with when you have so many contracts on a trade and you're looking at the contracts, you're like, oh my God. You're looking at the account, you're like, oh, Lord Jesus. You see, you're emotional. You got to work through that. So if you work on emotional, what's a good word to use? I guess control. Controlling your emotions. If you work on that early, like now, when you first start out the gate and you create the habit of controlling it, what happens is as the money increases and the contracts get bigger, you are not affected by it emotionally. Or you're less and less affected until you're not affected at all. You see? Does that make sense? You have to put yourself in that position because this is going to be real. The time is going to come where you got on one trade, you got 100 contracts, 200, 300, and you need to be able to be in that trade the same way as if it was one contract. Execute the same process the same way as if it was one. That's what I'm talking about. That's the mindset. That's the skill set. And just think about where you started from. You only started from $100 seed. See, it's not the $100 that took you up. It's your skill set with the $100 that took you up. It's the same way that people don't understand what risk is. You know, they'll look at that and be like, oh, you guys are risking a lot on one trade. In fact, we're risking the whole account on every trade. That's right. What up? Can you risk your whole account on your trades? See? Oh, God, I would never do that. Exactly. Because you don't understand that the risk is not knowing what you're doing. You thinking that the risk is the money. The risk is that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to control yourself. You don't know how to control your emotions. That's the risk. The risk ain't no money. You started with $100 and you took it wherever you wanted to go. Through skill. Come on, man. This is how important and how powerful the mindset is. You see how the mindset is more important than the skill in the market? The skill in the market is rinse and repeat. But you controlling yourself as you do it, that's another ball game, bro. Sis. See, it's different. That's it. 301 mindset on repeat. And what's happening is now you're being shaped. You're being molded. And that's it. That's all you need. So, you know, I'm hoping that everybody is really connecting these dots because this is powerful stuff. Like it really is. You know, it really is. It's still, you know, like it still is amazing to me. I'm like, that this video was out already. 301 Mindset was already out since Valentine's Day. But that goes to show you, like, all right, well, out of sight, out of mind. There's so much content that's done every day. You know, sometimes you don't get the intensity of something that really you need to. And that's what I saw in this content. I'm like, you know what? We got to hear this every day. Like, for real. And now you're already picking up on the stuff that's standing out from watching it. Want to know forever. That stands out. We don't celebrate withdrawals. That stands out. We don't celebrate milestones. That stands out. The only milestone is 1-0. That stands out. Come on, man. Think about just think about what you're actually hearing every day. This is going into your brain, into your subconscious mind. You're going to sleep on that. You're going to sleep on 1-0 forever. Come on, man. Yep. Yeah, because you know that there's so much good stuff on there. You got to rewatch it. Yep. All right, so we're gonna do some exercises. We're gonna do some stretching, and it will continue to get even better. Yes, it will. just when you thought it was over, keep getting better. Oh, I don't either, Jose. You're right. Let me go ahead and set that right now. Walker, are you on? You here now? I don't know if he's here. Oh, he is here. Okay. That video that you sent me, did you want to pull that up, or you just were saying that it? What'd you say about it? You said something about it. You said something was off with it. Speed burst, was it? I think you said speed burst. You was mad at the speed burst. That mean it was looking good until the speed burst. All right, let me set this thing off right now. Timer, let's go. Okay, timer set. All right. Let me see. All right, so we'll do an exercise on this next one coming up. Skywalker, I like that. All right, so let's do an exam. Let's do an exam. What causes the market to reverse? What causes the market to reverse? Very good. Very good. Mm-hmm. Is timing of behavior a consequence of instability, or is timing of behavior a behavior itself? This is a good question. For everyone that's saying it's a behavior itself, elaborate. Elaborate on that. Good stuff. Very good. And that is very good, Walker. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to use these two. So Nigo said it falls under the category of behavior, but it's a sign of instability. Walker said that it could be stable within a window of time that doesn't sync with the timing of the binary. Very good. Very good, Walker. That's good. Because that actually defines what timing of behavior is, what Walker just said. He said it's stable within a window of time that doesn't synchronize with the actual binary. So in other words, the timing of the bad behavior takes place at the wrong time. Did y'all catch that? The timing of the bad behavior takes place at the wrong time. And if that takes place at the wrong time, is it the right time or is it the wrong time in the market? Very good. Sharonda said it's the wrong time. That's right. That's right. So look at what we have. J. Carter says she'll be in the corner. And I'm scrolling back. Somebody said something else I have wanted to elaborate on. I thought. Let me see. Ooh, that's hard. I like that, Carrie. He said, no good time for bad behavior. Oh, very good. Very good. That's good. So the timing of behavior is probably one of the best realizations I think that we've come across within the scope of just understanding the market and the movement. And yes, it is a tool. It's a tool versus being an actual behavior. And the reason that that's the case is because if the timing of the bad behavior came after the window of time, then the market would be presenting the right time. Why? In other words, if the timing of the bad behavior was not within that window of the binary and it came later, then the market would be presenting the right time with the stability. And if this is too much for y'all, you gotta tell me. Like if I'm losing you in any way, say so. Sadiq said I'm on my no less vibe. Nigo, when the clock and the movement intersect at the end of the binary, that's when the move and hold is in sync. Yep. And yes, absolutely right. If it's too much, you'll catch it later. Absolutely. Because all I'm doing is just digging into what we know already. It's not like I'm, oh, this is a new discovery. Nope. This is stuff you already know. The reason I like to dig is because you can take what you know and you elevate off of the knowledge by just understanding the mechanics in more detail. That like understanding nuances, for example. So timing of behavior is a nuance. It's a nuance that you only see through observation. It's a nuance. It's a tool. It's helping you to see bad behavior. You see? So because stability transcends time, when the market is stable, when the market's not stable, it also transcends time. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. And that is the key. Look at what Shani said. As long as you observe, you never get tripped up. And that is exactly what that nuance for many other people becomes. It's a trap for them. It's a trap. They don't go all the way. You see? They only got a piece. So what they're doing is they're looking for the good setup, right? Oh, this setup looks good. It looks like it's setting up. It looks good. You know, they win in the trade, 10 seconds left. And in them last 10 seconds is a slow death. They got tripped up because they don't understand the timing of bad behavior. Come on, man, let's go. Listen. If bad behavior is present, it shows its face, no matter what the time is. This is why I said even the bad behavior transcends time. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Bad behavior also transcends time. That's what timing of behavior is. The timing of the bad behavior is at the very, very, very end of the binary with seconds left. And we catch that. We see it. See? So it's the difference between knowing that and not knowing that that causes people to lose good trades. This is the whole good trade and bad trade talk. Oh man, I don't understand why I lost that one. That was a good trade. I remember the day when I said that there's no such thing as a good trade. Some of y'all remember the day I said that. I said there's no such thing as a good trade. Jesus. Godfrey wants another explanation. I'll give you another explanation, Godfrey. Shani, my last loss January 2019 was because I didn't observe. Saw an MRMH that somebody else posted in the group, and I just took a trade and loss. Walker 17 and 83 are used as thresholds to assist in perfecting timing in a stable market. Come on, Walker. It's obvious Walker's on tonight. Like, he's not playing. He is trained up, I see. He's trained up. All right, so back to this timing of the bad behavior. The whole idea is that we observe the market in order to recognize when the market is presenting bad behavior, even when the timing of it is outside of normal timing. In other words, the end of the binary with seconds left. If bad behavior is still present with that much time left, it means that the market is still not stable yet. The market is transitioning still. And remember that movement is very similar to a dimmer switch, not a light switch. You know the light switch on and off. What does the dimmer do? It fades the light out or fades the light on, right? In either direction. It's a dimmer. So the market is either progressing towards stability or regressing away from it. In either instance, it's doing it gradually. Bingo. Look at Sharonda. Which is why it's a transition. Pow. See, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Everybody understand that, yes? So what you're doing is learning what it all looks like. Observation. That's why we watch. That is why we watch. Nico, what's that? Is that something that you just watched? Bilal says stability is a gradual process. It's never an abrupt one. Correct. Correct. Sharonda, movement, fade, transition. Very good. Okay, so that's this. All right, so I'll definitely look at that then. All right, so let's take a look at this. Nico just sent me this. He said it's timing of a perfect example where the timing is off. So we'll look at this one. Okay. Let's open it up. And let's look. All right, so this is on the Aussie. Looks like, what time was this? 11:35? Okay, 20-second mark. Ten-second mark. That actually didn't look bad to me. Hold on, let me watch that again. Yeah, that looked good. Nico, what you talking about, Willis? If that, and this was the Aussie, that looked like MRMH. What you talking about, man? Started off, all right, let me rewind it. So let me come back. So we come back, very beginning is right there. Yeah, so it started off at 5. You got pricing. +1, you got pricing. And let me just fast forward a little bit. So it went from 5, lowest it went was 2. That's a 3 MP range. You had pricing, and that looked beautiful. You said the little speed burst at the end. Oh, you're talking about on the candle. All right, so look, that's a good point. I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that. What he's talking about is, and I want y'all to see something. You saw that little doop on the candle. Now, did you notice that the candle moved and the indicative did not? Did y'all notice that? The candle moved down from 4.2 to 4.0. Indicative stayed where it was. Y'all peeped that, right? Now, does everyone understand why I always say to look at the indicative? Very good. Look what Jay Carly just said. She said she was only looking at the indicative. That's why as soon as we saw it, we were like, that looked like MRMH. But I understand why you sent that because of that candle movement. But that's the reason why we don't look at the candle, because the candle does not always reflect what the indicative is doing. They're not always the same. We are always going to go off of the indicative price. But very good, Nico. Excellent. Thank you for sending that. So that actually was MRMH. So that what time was that? What time was that just now? And was that was tonight? Hold on, let me see this again. Yeah, the oils be looking good, right? Everybody's like, Aussie. 11:35. So 11:35. Was that Nico? This was tonight. Okay. All right. Cool. Very good. All right. Let me post that real quick in the chat. So that was what time was that? 11:35. And that's for the Aussie, right? You'll never find. All right, so yep, Aussie, and let me get this link. Yeah, excellent job, Nico. Excellent job. All right, so I posted that into the chat. I do this because everyone doesn't always attend live training, so this is just so folks will know if they're not here for whatever reason. Okay. All right, good to go. All right, very good. Excellent work, Nico, as usual. That was excellent. Oh, excuse me. Sadiq said, first MRMH on training. Nice. Yep. Pele said, do not look at candles. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, I mean, it's impossible not to look at the candle on the new platform, because if you got it up like how I have it, you'll see the candles there, but, you know, we're going to focus on indicative price at all times. Absolutely. Jeff said, notice that a few times on the EU today, too, indicative doesn't move, and the candle's moving all over. We'll definitely throw off observing. Right. Right. Walker said, meanwhile, GU looking like unseasoned dry chicken. Jay Carly, always watch the indicative after 1:30. Yes. Nico, just switch to the new platform. Don't have the whole environment down yet. Still getting used to where things are. Yeah, you good, man. You good. And see, once again, look at what the recording helped us with. See? Nico was about to be like, yo, that right there was trash. You saw that burst at the end? Come to find out, it was MRMH. See? The recordings. They give us the truth. And yes, candles are good for seeing visual ranges. Absolutely. See, like with the candles, we're using the candles more so as tools, as a tool, excuse me. Visually. You know, your eye is being trained to understand what you're looking at. So, of course, we're looking at indicative price, And when you look at the candle, it's just a visual representation of what the indicative is doing, displayed on the chart with colored candles. That's all it is. Walker, do you automatically next if you see more than one micropip movement in the first 15 seconds of the binary? I typically do, yes. Yep. I typically do. If I'm looking for a different reason, I'll continue to look. But for purposes of, waiting for slow stability and ranging, yep, I'm next in it if it's doing too much. And I'm assuming, all right, so he said the first 15 seconds of the binary. I don't mean the first 15 seconds of the 5-minute binary. I'm talking about the first few seconds of the last minute. That's what I was talking about. Just to clarify. I'm not sure if that's what you was asking now that I'm rereading the question. Is that what you were asking, Walker? Godfrey, which indicative price? On the platform, it's this price right here, the light blue number where my mouse is. This. So for the euro dollar, this is the indicative price. That number right there. If you open up a ticket, you'll see the indicative price up here. See? Right up here where it says indicative price. So the indicative price here on the ticket and the indicative price over here in the binary ladder are the same exact number and the same exact movement. They are identical. The movement on the chart is different. It's different. It's not always in alignment with the indicative. So just to be clear. Walker, if it's ever in question, I would just record it and then just delete it once you see that it's not worth keeping. Like if you're seeing, if in the last minute you're seeing it, definitely next it. I wait until the last minute before I make my my final decision. David Jr., when you say timing of behavior, are you meaning any bad behavior when observing in the last minute? No. Because timing of behavior more specifically applies to the very end of the binary, the very end of the last minute. Is that clear, David? Can the timing of behavior be for good also? No. Because good behavior is simple. It's called what? What's good behavior called? Stability. That's it. We already know what that is. So we don't have to try to define stability because we know that it's absolute. When the market is moving into a position, remaining there, it's stable. If the market is moving into a position, remaining there, moving back slightly, moving back into position, it is stabilizing. Right? It's stabilizing. When the market is moving into a position, moving all the way back, got a wick on the candle, it ain't stable at all. Right? So what I just described was stability, transition, and instability. Transition is like the gray area because the market can be stabilizing. If the market's stabilizing, it means that it is becoming almost absolutely stable. But there's something that you see that makes it not absolute. But if it is more stable than it's not, it's stabilizing. In other words, when you have a stable range, if the range is 3 micropips and the movement stays in the range is stable because the range is holding. Does that make sense? If you got a 3 micropip range and the price of the indicative stays inside of it, it's stable in the range. That range is stable. It's holding. Now, of course, sometimes the movement can be wobbly in the range. We know that too. If it's wobbly, it's not stable yet. If it's jerky, it's not stable yet. But if there's movement and the movement is holding inside of the range, without all of the wobbly, without all of the jerk, that's a stable range. Stable movement is market moves to a new position, stays in that position, period. Stabilizing, market is moving to a new position, staying near the position it moved to. It might move slightly back, but it ain't doing nothing crazy. It's stabilizing. And I know I'm giving a lot right now, but I'm explaining all the different variations of what you'll see because you're trying to make sense of all of this, and I understand that. Yes. Yes, wicks are a result of back movement. Yes, they are. Long wicks are a result of total instability because that's a reversal. Nico, trade the EU, but I've traded the Aussie before. I took this follow through, for example, to show during the class. When did you take this? Yeah, I gotta give Nico a Don DeMarco. Hold on. All right, Nico. All right, let's pull it up. Let's see what he's talking about. And just for the record, always remember that as long as you understand why you're doing something, I ain't mad. When you don't know why you're doing it, you need to relax. That's when you need to relax. Oh man, this thing is so slow right now. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me see if it opens when I click it. It's not. Wait, what's this? Oh, this thing opened in a whole separate window. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold up. Let me post it or paste it over here. Okay. I think I got it now. Okay. All right. So this is on the Aussie. Nico said that this is a follow through that he just took. Actually, this is at 11:50. All right. Cool. Wait. Let me rewind a little bit so I see the whole full minute. Okay. Right there. That's good. 2, 1. All right. So we're starting off at 7, 6, 5. Yep. +1. He ain't even hesitate or nothing. Just bang. Let's go. Now, this is a follow-through to the MRMH that was a short while ago. I think the MRMH was at 1135. This is good. This is very good for purposes of an example. Very, very good. That was awesome. That was awesome. Everything was done very well. Very good. Very, very good, Nico. Very good. All right, so let me hear the feedback on that. Walker, got to get better at focusing strictly on indicative. Remember that the 1783 applies to the MRMH. Yes. It applies to the MRMH. It applies to everything that you're doing, but what ends up happening is when you focus on indicative, you don't really be looking at that much to use it as a reason not to enter. So once you are confident when the parameters are unfolding, you know that the first parameter that you're looking at is +1. When you know that the market's already stable because you already had the MRMH appear, which was already present for the Aussie just now, then when that sets up, your confidence is there. And yes, focusing on the indicative is how you do it, absolutely. Jose, elevation. Eric, well done. Nico, really helps to see it live in action during class. It does. It does. When I see pricing now, I hesitate. Ah. Walker, you'll work through it. Yep, you will work through it. Very good question. Well, I've been noticing lots of people trading at the 80-20. Do you always get filled when the option pricing isn't in that price range? You don't always necessarily get filled, period. And you don't always necessarily not get filled. Sometimes you get filled, sometimes you don't. There's times where you might see pricing and don't get filled. Then there are times where you don't see pricing and you do. It's one of those things where the bigger concern is the timing of the market itself. That's always the question that you should be asking, is now the right time to trade if one comes? In other words, if I see a potential setup, am I going to take that trade now? That's the question. Not if I see the perfect setup. You know, if all of the parameters are lined up and I have all, you know, the best pricing and all, sometimes you don't necessarily get pricing on the option visually. But it doesn't mean that there are not orders there to fill your actual order if you take the trade. It's something that just comes with time and experience more than anything. Jose is asking, Nico, how long you been training for? Sadiq, 20 and 80 is the result of training. It is. It is. See, and I actually had discussed this on the training before about the 80-20. The reason that we even do that is because that's something that I tested out. I had just tested it out just to see what the difference was between 17 and 83. And I came to find that there wasn't any difference. It made no difference in the timing. which also helped me to realize that option pricing has less to do with it, with everything overall when it comes to stability in the market. One of the reasons why you'll see, oh, the pricing is not there. Well, pricing is going to go away faster when the market is more stable for longer. See, that was another thing that came into the picture. It's like, all right, well, the more stable that the market is, you ain't going to see pricing. Correct. But just because you don't see pricing doesn't mean that there are not orders there. So you got to understand like what the dynamic of Nadex is. Nadex is an exchange. That means that there's somebody taking trades on the other side also. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see their order. Because when the algorithm on the platform shows orders, it's only showing some of them. It's impossible for them to show you every order. You see what I'm saying? There's too many of them. And then sometimes an order can be there, but because somebody filled the order so fast, you never see the price. That's what happened in Eagle just now. When he took that trade, if you looked at the option price and it wasn't there, but he got filled. How? And now, mind you, how did he get filled at 20? You never saw 20 after he clicked in, did you? You see? It doesn't mean that the liquidity wasn't there. Somebody was there trading. That's it. That's it. Right. You just follow the protocol. That's it. And that's why you're not being I'm not training you to take trades. I'm training you to execute the process at the right time. That's the difference. So what you saw Nico just do was an example of that. Yep, that exactly. Look at what he said. Someone took one of them beautiful risk reward trades. And all they did was hand over $20 a contract. That's it. Yep. Yes, and did it while on live training. Absolutely. And this is the elevation that I'm talking about. Remember how I've been talking about the group collectively growing. You got an opportunity to see someone else do it in the group and recorded it. Exactly. Exactly. Don DeMarco, facts. And that's it. Paley says stability is what it's all about. Exactly. Oh, who was that? Is that David? Ooh, wait. Is it the same trade? Hold on. Let me see if that's the same trade. 1150? That was 1150, was it not? Ooh, we got some synergy. Wait. So we got two people in the group, same market, took the same trade at the same time, and both recorded it. Let's go. All right, good night.